are y'all doing? How are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you've been blessed. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. It's still raining here. It is still raining. I think I'm gonna go buy a boat. I'm telling you, it is just miserable raining, and it's cold. But thank you for watching A Country Girl's Cooking. I do appreciate it. And guess what? I've got over 300 subscribers. Isn't that wonderful? Thank y'all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Guess what? Another guess what? I'm going to make some donuts. I have not made donuts in a couple of years or so. And I used to make pretty good donuts. Maybe I won't muck up this recipe. Because you know what? Another you know what? I went to the dentist yesterday and I made them a peanut butter cake. And I roasted some peanuts to put on top of it. And the icing was delicious. But I doubled the recipe and forgot to put the right amount of peanut butter in it. So I had to, and just as soon as I said to myself, I was videoing it, and I decided not to show it, and I guess I should have. But I was just embarrassed, I guess. And then I looked and I said, well, I didn't put enough water in it either. So I had to scrape it all out of the pan. Thank goodness it was one pan. And add the water and the peanut butter.
Hello, everybody.
He likes to sound like that guy on the Simpsons. What's his name?
I forget.
He forgets.
Doctor something.
Dr. something. But anyway, y'all, let's get to this recipe. But I'm sorry I didn't post it, but I was just, I guess I was just upset with myself because I normally don't mess up recipes like that. You know, it's just been a bad, well, I guess it was bad. I guess I just wasn't paying attention. But anyway, I have got my yeast over here, and you've got to have 2 1/4 teaspoons, and that's 1 pack like this, of active dry yeast. Active dry yeast, y'all. That's my hands. I scratch my nose. I don't want nobody to say, she scratched her nose. That's gross. It was the outside of my nose. Okay. 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And you want to put that in 1 1/8 cup. 1 1/8 cup. Cups? Or is it cup? 1 1/8 cup of warm milk. Whole milk. So that would be 1 1/2 warm milk. Okay? And you see how it's getting foamy? That means it's alive. Okay? And then you want to take 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and put it in this mixture right here. After you put your yeast in, put that whole 1/4 cup of sugar in there, because that gives your yeast something to chow down on while it's, you know, starting to create gas bubbles. That's what they do. I've told y'all that. Because when they eat, they pass gas. Okay, so we got 1/4 cup of granulated sugar in that cup. That is 2 1/4, 1 whole packet of yeast. And we've got, we got to have 3/4 cup of unsalted butter. I don't have unsalted butter, so I opted out of putting a lot of salt in my flour, but I'll tell you that in a minute. But you got to have, it said partially melted or really soft. Okay, You got to have 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. You don't have to have the egg yolk. I always add that extra egg yolk because it gives it richness. Okay? You got to have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You can dump that in your 4 cups of all-purpose flour. It's got to be all-purpose flour. That's what this recipe calls for. You can't use bread flour because it's too much protein, because you want a soft donut. When there's a lot of protein, that's like for bread. Okay? And I'm not sure about self-rising. You could Google that. It might make for one. Let me shut that door. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. Okay. So you want to have 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk, and you want to beat it up, you know, combine it, you know what I'm talking about. Scramble it like that. Okay. All right. So once again, we got to have 4 cups of all-purpose flour. And then you want to add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt if you're going to use unsalted butter. If you got salted butter, just cut that other part of that salt in half. Okay? Use about 1/8. Okay. You got to have 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. You got to have a packet of dry yeast. 3/4 cup of unsalted butter. You got to have the 2 eggs, 1 egg yolk. And you're going to have to have vegetable oil for frying. And then you're going to need some confectionery sugar to glaze your donuts with, and some cream or milk. Okay? So, let's see if we can't do this thing. What did I do? I didn't start everything over, I think, y'all. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Okay. Here is our 4 cups of flour. And I've been kind of messing with it, you know, keeping it kind of, you know, just stir it up. Kind of sifting it like, you know. And I put about 1/8 teaspoon of salt in that. All right. Now, what you want to do, you want to, all right, we've already added our sugar into here, which is 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. And our yeast, and our 1 1/8 cup of milk. Warm milk, no more than 110 degrees. Stick it in the microwave and warm it up. You want it warm, y'all. Okay? All right. Let me get a rubber spoon here. I'm going to make me a little well right here for a minute. All right, I'm going to dump this in here. That's my sugar and my yeast. Make sure you get all that out of your cup, because sometimes there's a lot of yeast that's left behind, and you need that yeast. And it wouldn't hurt, because I do it. I just don't tell nobody. I always add maybe like 1/8 teaspoon more yeast than sometimes what they call for, just to make sure I get a good rise, because it's not going to hurt it. I'm going to add some vanilla. You don't have to, but I am. I need to order some more. Okay. Now, we're going to add this butter here. Stir that up a little bit. And then we're going to add our butter. And remember, I said that our butter is 3/4 cup. That's like 1½ sticks. I think that's right, y'all. I'm trying to be careful with my recipes. All right. And then we're going to add the eggs. All right. And that's 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. You don't have to put that egg yolk if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. Okay. stir this a little bit. And then I'm gonna get out my handy dandy whisk. You can do this in your stand mixer if you want to. It's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. And like I said, y'all, sometimes your flour, we've talked about this, on certain days your flour is going to take on different amounts of liquid or moisture. You know, it does that. So you just have to decide if you needed to add a little bit more milk or a little bit more flour. And it is a little bit of a sticky dough. Let me shut that door again. He brought up some clean towels and he couldn't shut the door. Bless his heart. Thank you, dear. All right. So now we got to mix this up. Now, like I said, you can use your stand mixer. That's no problem. And I probably ought to do it, but... And I might still, I don't know. I just wanted to show y'all how you can do it by hand too. You can get a good workout with your arms. And you want to get all this mixed up. And it will work your arms, I tell you. I just like doing it. Oh, it smells good. I wish y'all could smell it. That yeast, that vanilla. All right, I'm gonna mix on this for a little bit and I'll be right back. Now, if it's really sticky like this is, you wanna add a little bit of flour so it'll start pulling away from the bowl. You know what I mean? Because it is very damp today. But you don't want to add too much or you'll have a dry donut. Okay. All right. Y'all, I'm still going to do a live. It's just I had that dentist appointment yesterday and I just didn't really feel like doing anything after that. My mouth was hurting. All right, I'm going to scrape this down. Probably need to get a different spoon. This one's not very strong. My hands are clean. Let me get that other one. I mess up more dishes when I do stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner. I kind of want to go get some seafood, but I don't want to go out in the rain. I was out in it yesterday, soaking wet. Looked like a wet cat when I come in. I thought my umbrella was in my car, but guess what, y'all? It wasn't. So I may do some kielbasa. I had bought some of that. Okay, I'm gonna transfer this to another bowl. I'm gonna butter that bowl. and let this rise for about an hour. I know it's sticky, but it will get better, okay? I am going to mix on it probably about 10 more minutes. No, probably about 5 more minutes. I'm just kidding. And develop a little bit more gluten. But I know y'all don't want to sit here and watch me stir up this dough. So I will be back, okay? Okay. I could probably knead this a little bit more, but, well, not really knead it, but, you know, stir it around a little bit more. That's kind of what you're doing, is kneading it in the bowl. But what I've done is I took a plastic bowl and I put some butter in it. Took a paper towel and just swished the butter around and coated it really good. And put my dough in here. And I'm covering it with a clean dish towel. This is clean. And I'm going to put it in the oven with the light on. Since I don't have but one light, I hadn't got the other light yet. And let it sit until it's doubled in size. And then I'm going to take it out and knead it, okay? And then we will make some donuts, okay? I'll be back. Thank you. Oh, and we're not baking these donuts. We're gonna fry these donuts. If you got a spot in your kitchen or somewhere that's warm, stick it there. I know somebody that puts hers, she'll heat up her clothes dryer and she'll stick it, she won't keep it running, she'll just heat it up and then set her bowl in there. But it's just wherever, you know, you got a warm spot. You know. There I go with you know again. I'm sorry. I say I'm sorry a lot too, y'all. I'm gonna quit that. That's who I am, just you know. All right, I'm gonna clean this stuff up. And wait for that to rise. I'm getting hungry. Hey, so I'm back. I just checked my dough and it still hasn't risen much because my oven normally has 2 lights in it, but it don't today. I haven't ordered another light for it yet. So anyway, I'm having a bad hair day, so y'all forgive me for looking like this. But I think I'm gonna make some kielbasa for supper, and I know it's kind of hard to keep up with all the recipes when I do more than one dish, but I'm just gonna have to, unless I just don't. But I just wanted to share it. But I'm gonna fry some potatoes. Randy wants rice, but I don't have any long grain rice. And I don't have the rice, the basmati rice. I don't have any more of that. I used it all. So it's not raining at the second, but I bet it'll start back. But I'm going to put some onions in my potatoes, I think, and fry the kielbasa separate because I'm not a big kielbasa fan, really. I just never have been. Now, I love sausage, like ground sausage for breakfast, like breakfast sausage. But I'm just not big on that kind. But maybe I'll like it. I don't know. But that's what we're going to have supper. Or I could reheat some chicken and dumplings I made the other night at 8 o'clock that I burnt my lip on. Doggone, y'all. It's chilly out here. So, anyway, I peeled some potatoes. And if y'all watched my video the other day, I was bragging on that potato peeler. Oh, it's way high. And I wanted to show y'all what happened. It pops off, but this piece right here broke. So I broke the news to Randy. But we'll just have to get another one. Daggone it. I was just peeling them and it just flew across the room. I was peeling them normal and it just flew across the room. I hate that because I like this little peeler, you know. But I don't know. Anyway. So I'm waiting on my dough, and oh yeah, I peeled these potatoes. I'm getting off track, and just cubed them up. I tried to cube them up the right, the same size, but it's kind of hard. And I rinsed them until the water was clear. That's what I do. But I had to cut right many bad places off of them. It's just hard to find good potatoes anymore that don't have something on it. I'm telling you. And that's the truth. So I'm going to peel these onions and cut them up in a little bit. And I'll be back. I probably won't be frying those donuts until later this evening. When everything rises. So, hey. I got a green pepper here. I just about waited almost too late to use it, y'all. Sure did. It's still good. It's just getting a little wrinkled. But I took it. I should have showed y'all, but I wasn't thinking again. But I cut the ends off of it. And then I stuck my knife and went inside of it and took the insides out. And I was telling people that this is the best way to cut your green peppers, not on the skin side. You can, but it's easier on your knife, and it's a lot easier to cut when you cut it on the flesh side, and it doesn't dull your knife as quick. You know, I sharpened this knife a few days ago, and I put it in the dishwasher just to see what it would do. I had to sharpen it again. So the dishwasher will dull your knives. And it dulled this one. It sure did. See, it's a lot easier than to do it like that, see? That's harder to do. And this just slides right through it. So, there we go. I got 2 onions and 1 green pepper. I think 1 green pepper's plenty. So, there we go. And that's going to be our aromatics. I might add a little bit of garlic. And then I take and just my onions, and I just kind of, I like the little circles is what I like. You know, just break it up like that. I'm going to make an onion casserole one day. Daggone, I love onions. Can't imagine nobody not liking an onion. And that's 2 large onions. Medium to large, you know. Not too big. I just like to break them up. That'd make some pretty good small onion rings, y'all. It would, it would. Alrighty. I think we got them about broke up. Alright. Okay. And I'll return. I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all, and saute. Just showing you what I got going on. Got a little bit of olive oil. That's some good olive oil, y'all. Let me rinse my finger. I put it in my mouth. All right. And looks like grease splattered up on that one. Last time we fried something. Okay. When I go back to town, I'm getting me another skillet. I knew that one right there is just about had it. This one over here. I'm gonna heat this up and I'll come back. Now I'm just going to saute some of my onions for the potatoes. And then when I get ready to cook that kielbasa, I'll put the rest of these onions and that green pepper in that. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt just to help it along. Oh, me. So I'm going to fry these up, and I'll come back. Hey, so the potatoes that I cut up, I drained them, and I took a paper towel and tried to get all the moisture or the water that I could. You know, I just kind of did like that and tried to get all the water I could off of it, because I don't want them to steam, you know. So I just kind of do that. But you'd have to have a strong paper towel. You could use a clean, you know, washcloth or something, dishcloth, whatever. You can lay them out and dry them. But you want them dry as you can. Okay. And I just wanted to get a good saute on these onions. I usually cook them all together, but I wanted to see how this would work. But I've got a potato in there, and see, it's starting to sizzle. So I'm just going to start adding my potatoes. There we go. Now, alrighty. I tell you what, I love fried potatoes. I love a potato. I told y'all that. If you watched my video where I said if I was on death row and they told me, you know, what do you want for your last meal? I would say French fries. A potato, y'all. Put a lot of salt on those taters because they will eat it up. Let me get my pepper up here in this crazy lazy Susan. I gotta get me some more of that. I'm just about out. once again, thank y'all so much for watching and subscribing. I'm going to just get these covered with the pepper and the salt. I got about 1/4 of a cup of oil. Well, I got some olive oil and some vegetable oil. I like that combination. But extra virgin olive oil, if you get a good one, can withstand some high heat. Just wanted you to know that. I mean, not like deep frying heat, I don't think, but you know, medium high, yeah. But it's got to be the extra virgin, I think. That's what I read. And this is real fine pepper. I mean, it's almost powdery. And this is the coarse. And this is fresh ground. Okay. Alright, I'm going to fry this up. And I will come back. I may have to go charge his phone. My dough in my oven, it's finally rising. And it smells so good, y'all. It smells lovely. It really does. Alrighty. Okay. I bought this Great Value brand of the Polish Kielbasa. And I'm going to cut it up in probably maybe 1/2 inch. It's pre-cooked. He loves this stuff. And this chop block is clean. I bleach it. It's just old. But I am going to get me a better, I think I'm going to try to get me a granite. I guess. Alright, there we go. I'm just smelling of it. We never ate stuff like this much. And he loves it. Alright, there we go. Okay. I've got this pan right here. I put my onions in a bowl that I'm going to put on my potatoes. And I'm going to saute those green peppers and onions for a little bit. Then I'm going to take it out, put a sausage in there, and then cook that, and then I'm going to put them together. Because I want both of the components to, you know, caramelize. You know, this is fully cooked. It tastes like bologna to me. It's not bad. This is the beef and pork. It's not bad. I would want it cooked like black, dark, like a fried bologna sandwich. Alright, they're going along. Yeah, see, they're looking pretty good. I don't really want to flip them yet. But the potatoes are looking pretty good. Oh, me. So they're looking pretty good, y'all. And still want to caramelize those. I put a little bit of, about a teaspoon of Worcestershire in this to give it some umami and a little bit of acidity. And these potatoes are looking really good, y'all. I just dropped some in the floor. One. Okay. Alrighty. I think that's enough color on that. I do. See? I think that's pretty good. Alrighty. Let me wipe this pan on the bottom so it won't burn that oil on the side of my pan. Alrighty. Well, I was going to do it one by one to try to brown it on each side, but that might work. Yeah, it's all right. That's good. Y'all, I ain't never cooked these things before. Last time he had these, he fixed them himself. He did. Right. Add my onions. Turn the heat down a little bit. I don't want to jump out of the pan again. Oh. Turn that down. I'm going to get some good color on this. Daggone stove. So I was going to lay them in there and flip them. Alrighty, we're almost ready. I didn't put any salt on that. I just put a little bit of pepper, just a little bit. And these are just about done. Alright, I put those green peppers and onions on there. And I'm going to let that simmer just a minute. Not really simmer, but you know what I mean. Saute. What am I saying, y'all? What am I saying? Just marry a little bit. They're going to get married. Sure is smelling good. These potatoes are sure smelling good. Okay. Yo, I put some cheese on half of this. Okay, so here's my dough. It's doubled in size, but I'm gonna leave it alone until after dinner. And then we'll work on that. Okay, y'all. Here's our potatoes and our sausage and peppers and onions, potatoes and cheese and onions, garlic bread, and there's Mr. Smith and his food, smothered in ketchup. Is it good?
Mm-hmm. My lips are going bippity bop, bippity bop.
He said he normally bought the beef, but this is beef and pork. And here is, I didn't put any cheese on yours. I didn't know if you wanted any. You want some with cheese? Because I got some over there.
No.
Open up, y'all. Y'all, this is delicious. Y'all need to make this. Fried potatoes, onions, kielbasa, green pepper, and onions. And garlic bread. And I will post the recipes. And I'll be back after I charge my phone a little bit later. And we'll do some donuts. We're going to have some donuts for breakfast in the morning. I'll see y'all later. Please subscribe, share. Thank you so much. He's grubbing out. Okay, I'm back. I'm back, y'all. Look here. It was a little bit higher, and when I sat the bowl down, it knocked some of the air out of it. But it's really risen. And guess what, y'all? The sun peeked out a minute ago. I'm telling you, it really did. Hold on, let me move this thing. It's hanging off the edge of my countertop. There we go. There we go, y'all. That's one reason I did dinner early, is so I could work on these donuts. Okay? So, it's been rising for a couple of hours, and that just develops a little bit more flavor. It's okay, as long as it ain't out, 5 or 6 hours. Okay. I'm just trying to get this flour, make sure there's nothing real grainy in it. Grainy. Okay. Look at that pretty dough, y'all. Knock all the air out of it. I'm gonna knead it for just a minute, just to redistribute the yeast. I didn't knead it a whole bunch to begin with. I just stirred it around. It does need to be kneaded a little bit. I went ahead and tried to clean the kitchen up, put my dishes in the dishwasher, but I didn't start it because I knew y'all would probably be able to hear me if I did. Because it's an old dishwasher. It's a little louder than most of them. So, I hope y'all make these donuts. It's really not hard, y'all. When your dough starts to feel really soft and smooth, you know, it's real soft when it rises. But when, you know, you knead it and it feels real smooth, you know it's ready. And it's, you know, elastic-like, because we got to form some gluten. You don't want to over-knead it, you know. I'm trying not to use a whole lot of flour, because I want it to keep its moisture. And it's going to be a little sticky. And I wet underneath this mat so it would stick to my counter, but I guess I didn't wet it enough. I think it's almost ready. You can take and throw it like that, you know, if you wanted to. That helps, you know, develop the gluten. I think it's ready. It's just a sticky dough. And that means it's going to have moisture in it, I think. That's what it usually means. Yeah, it's ready. Just bag of flour is just about empty. I'm just trying to get a real smooth top. You're just taking and See? Kind of pinching it underneath the bottom. That creates a smooth top, see? See, it's ready. And when you do like it and it falls back, see? See? You know it's got some elasticity to it. See? But I just want a real good smooth top. And it takes a little bit to, you know, deal with dough, but I enjoy it. Still pretty sticky. And I'm just doing that, and it helps, you know, this helps develop it too, the gluten, just, you know, any kind of movement. I just kind of want it a little bit smoother, really. But I'm gonna let it rise for about 20 minutes, and then we'll cut it out, roll it out and cut it for our donuts. Now, I don't have a donut cutter, so I'm probably gonna just use my biscuit cutter. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. And we'll do it that way. We can use the same bowl because there's a lot of butter in here. Daggone it. Wait a minute, y'all. Okay. I had to turn it over so I could get some butter on the other side. I keep a bowl of hot soapy water in my sink. I think that comes in handy when your hands are sticky. All right, so I'm gonna let this rise probably 20-30 more minutes, just so it get a little extra something, and I'll be back. And my oven is still warm from where I made garlic toast. You don't want your oven to be no hotter than about 85 or 90 degrees, because it will start cooking your dough. All right, I'm gonna wash this mat up, and so it'll be fresh when we get ready to cut our donuts out. Well, hey, so it has it's risen right much. I'm going to cut this dough in half. And look, here's one of my biscuit cutters, and I'm like, I don't have anything for a hole. And then I found some of these little plastic cups. Like I've got a pack of them. I think that'll work perfect. So, all right. All right. Can y'all see all right? I hope. All right, I'm gonna cut this dough in half. And I'm gonna put this one over here. All right. All right, where's my rolling pin? I don't want a lot of flour on it. Probably want about, I don't know, about a half an inch, quarter of an inch, something like that. I don't know, something like that. No, it just ripped. Oh, well. It's all right. It's a tender dough. All right. All right. They may be too thin. I'm gonna see how much they rise, because it might be too thin. I don't know. It's been a long time. I'm gonna set them over here on some parchment paper, y'all. And you want to separate them enough so they can rise. Okay? And I'm gonna set these little donut holes right there for right now. Now I gotta get this incorporated. Now I could use a smaller biscuit cutter, but I think this is all right. I've been in the kitchen all day. I think I'm getting a little tired. Well, I'm gonna stay with this one. Shoot. And some of them I don't have to put holes in it. I have made Bavarian cream and chocolate. That's just an all-day thing, y'all. That's an all-day thing. I see them lines, you know, these little gray lines on my bar. And when I see them shine through underneath here, I think, oh, that's a hair, but it's not. Okay. I'm going to set these over here and let them rise. And I got to find me another pan. And I didn't fix but two. Come on. But y'all try making these. It's not hard. It's really not. I didn't make a great big, you know, like I said, I could, probably, use a smaller cutter. Where's my other one? Here it is. Okay. This one's broke. Remember I showed you the little handles broke on it. And if you want a fatter donut, you know, you can definitely make them thicker. You know, roll them out not as thin. But, you know, they will puff up some. really skinny one. I need to get me a donut thingamajigger. Thingamajigger, y'all. You know what that is? Oh, man. All right, let me get another pan. And I probably would have gotten more if I'd let it rise a little bit higher. But I didn't want tons of donuts either, you know, because it would have been too tempting. Alright. And you just cut them out like that. And Randy just belched. I don't think he knew that I was filming. Lord have mercy. And I'm gonna roll this out and just stick it on this thing here. And that's it, y'all. And that's plenty of donuts. Voila, got a great big one. All right, I'm gonna let those rise and I'm gonna clean this mess up. Well, I cut out about 33 donuts and a few donut holes. Now I went ahead and sifted about a cup of powdered sugar. And once I sifted it, it looks like it's probably still a cup. Just to get the clumps out of it. And I'll add the cream and the vanilla when these finish rising. Hey guys, so you want your oil about 350 to 365, something like that. I don't want it too hot. And I drop those But I'll let them rise about 45 more minutes. Trying to squeeze y'all in here. Some of them, you know, I could have rolled them out thicker. And this is vegetable oil. I like peanut oil a lot. I wished I had some. I think that does better. You just want to flip them after you see them start getting brown on the other side. And like I said, that gone stove, I'm gonna tell y'all. You can make them whatever size you want. And when they get golden brown, just take it up. Because it won't take long. And these aren't huge. Some of them are puffier than the other ones. I haven't made them in a while, but like I said, I could have rolled it out thicker. And you can let them rise more. That's that big one. What is that?
Wild strawberry.
I'm not going to eat that.
That's what it is.
Will you eat it, honey?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. That's all in the yard.
I know, in the backyard.
Down here.
I've seen them in the backyard.
Usually not that small.
Oh, man. You can make these as big as you want, as little as you want. And I've got some glaze. And I'll show you how I made that. And I'm just sticking those in that glaze. But that's pretty big. Those are the little ones that I made. And I'll be right back. So I got them fried. Next time I'll roll them out thicker and let them proof longer. See? And that's okay. These are fine. I just didn't roll them out as thick. But they are nice. I mean, they are. Oh. They might not be as thick, but they sure are flavorful. Tastes like a wonderful donut to me. Goodness gracious. They're good. Oh. They are delicious. And Randy's downstairs. Let me see if I can get him up here. I asked him if he'd come up here and taste of these donuts, and he's up here. I bit into that one. I didn't bite it, I tore it. Try that one, and I'll give you.
You give me a tall one.
I should have rolled them out thicker, but they're good.
What's in little donut hole?
What is a donut holes?
Yeah.
They come out. This is a crispy one.
I might have been little one.
That's donut holes. What is the donut holes?
Donut. They're good. You gotta make it.
Are they just good or are they pretty good?
Probably put some powdered sugar on them, they're really good.
Well, I just glazed them.
Well, they're good.
You want powdered sugar on them?
The rolls are really good.
You want me to put powdered sugar on yours? All right, y'all. I'll
I
put
think these got more glaze on.
well, I can put some more glaze.
No, they're good.
I'll put the recipe in the description box, and next time I make these, I'm going to make them thicker. But they are delicious. Y'all have a good day, and God bless. And I'm tired, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.